Hi guys, today I'm going to say about the simple code generator. So here by the as it is the name, it is very simple code guys. Just we need to generate some simple code for the single basic block. Single basic block means it is some of the spaces they will give, and for that purpose we are going to generating an algorithm. So this is a single basic block, we are going to generating the algorithm for it. So this simple code generator is used for four purposes, mainly for four purposes. Those are source operands. It is used to store the source operands, and it is used to generate the intermediate results. Intermediate results means next by next storing the register values. So, and the next thing is it is used to store the global values, and it is used to store the stack points. And next thing is it consists of two descriptions. One thing is register description, and second one is address description. So here register description. So already you know that in a simple code generator and for creating any code, we are going to use the limited number of registers guys. Registers are always should be in a limited number. So they should be in a limited number. So here, so limited number of registers are used, and address description means we are going to keep tracking of the location. So where is the address, that means where are the variables are presented. Now let us, I am going to explaining this through an example guys. These are the codes they have given. For this course we are going to write the algorithm, that means generating the code. These are the simple thing. Let us see that guys. T is equals to a minus b, u is equals to a minus c, v is equals to t plus u, a is equals to d, d equals to u plus t. So these are the functions they have given for us. Here I am going to taking the limited number of registers guys, that is I am just taking the 3 registers. So here I am just taking the 3 registers, and in the address description I am going to write the whatever the variables they have given, a, b, c, and u, t, v, d. So those all are things that I am going to write it here. Now let us take the first thing guys, that is t is equals to a minus b. T equals to a minus b. Here write the code. How to write the code guys, that is load. First I am going to load this a into R1 register, and next thing is again load b into R2 register. So I just loaded the a and b into their corresponding registers. Now we need to perform the subtraction. So how to do the subtraction guys? Just write that sub, and what are the variables? These are that means in which registers they are stored, a in R1 and b in R2. Now where we need to store this subtraction guys? Already we have a is stored in R1. So let us check for if any further situation we are going to use a. Yes guys, we are using a for next operation. Let us check for any next operation we are going to use if any b. No guys, wherever you see we won't use any b. So store the this subtraction in the b itself. That means in the R2. R2 means the total value of this t, that is t is equals to a minus b. That too t value is stored in R2 guys. Now what we are going to write here, in place of the R2 I am going to mention this t. T I am going to mention. So in R1 already I have a, just I am writing here. Now you have doubt. In place of R2 already we have b, how can you store t? That means first in first step we have b, but later I have replaced this whole b with the a minus b as a t. T equals to a minus b. In place of R2 we will get this t. Now in R3 we don't have any values, so leave it. So for a, this is the address description. For a, what is the value for a? A comma R1 guys. So a is stored in R1, so a aligned with the R1. Next B. B is once upon a time B is stored in R2. Now B won't have any value. So write the registers, it won't have any register. So write B as it is. Now see, we not at all used any C and D. Just we use the T. For T, what's the value register guy? That is R2. So for U and V, we didn't use it. And the next thing is, I'm going to use this U is equals to AC. A minus C. Now what I am going to do, already I have loaded A into R1. Now I won't write this again. Now I am going to write this C. That means load, wait, C. Where I need to load this C guys? Already in R1 A is there, in R2 T is there. Now I am going to load this C in the R3. Now I am again going to do the subtraction. How to do subtraction guys? That is R1 and R3. And where I need to store these? Already I told that let us check if for any further purpose A should be used. No guys, already here we used the A and here also it completed. So for any other purposes we are not at all using A. And let us check for C guys. C also we won't use. So it is your choice to take any R1 or R3. I am just taking the R1 here. So you can store this whole value in R1 or R3. So now in place of R1 U is stored. How I am going to write it here? Let us see that guys. In place of A, I am replaced it with U and R2 is T. R3 is, here I have C for R3. That means C is stored in the R3. C, comma R3. So next, so here you don't want to write R3 again because it is a register R3 only. So just write the C and we don't want any R3. Now for A register, now this time A is not there in the R1 because R1 is replaced, that means filled with U. And for B is as it is. C is now stored in C, that means C is stored in R3. Now write it like this, R3. D is we didn't took any D up to now, leave it. And T is R2. And R1, U value guy. U value is R1. So write it here. There is no V here. Now after that, again I am going to take this V. V equals to T plus U. Already what we have guys? For T, it is stored in R2 register. For U, it is stored in R1 register. Directly I am considering that what add R2 comma R1. Now where I need to store this guys? Let us check for again. Already R1 is filled with U, R2 is filled with T. And what's the register left? That is R3. So in place of R3, I am going to store. Why guys? Let us check if wherever, that means in any other places you are going to use C. No, already C is completed. Now in register 3, I am going to storing it. Let us write it here guys. How you are going to write? U T in place of R3. In place of R3, what we got? V value. That is in place of R3, I am going to replace it with V. And next thing is here A and again B and here C, because now this time R3 is replaced by V. There is no need to write again R3 here. Now no D here and only T is R2 and R1. And for V, what's the value guys? That is R3. So write it here, R3. Now I am going to check for it is also completed and A. A, that means what they gave, A equals to D. That means A is copied into the D. What I am going to do? Just I am going to loading the register. That means I am going to loading this register into new value. D into, I am taking that here we need to use V again and we need to use U also again. Now what's left here? T guys. So In R2 I am going to replace this. So again I won't write that st and a comma R2 like that. Directly I am going to mentioning it. What I am going to mentioning here, here u as it is, and here no. In place of R2 I won't write a t. What I am going to write, d guys, d. R2 is replaced in d, and again here I am going to write a also, because a is equals to d na. So we won't get in for not for any confusion. I am going to write a d comma a, and here v itself, and here what guys, in place of a what we need to write, R2, because a is equals to d and d is replaced by R2, and here b, here c, and what's the value of d guys? D is replaced with R2, that means d comma d is stored in R2, and here t won't have any value, and here u it has R1, and for v it is R3. Now, and the next last thing is d, it is also completed, and here d is equals to u plus v plus u guys, and what I need to do, add v value is R3, u value is R1, that is R3 R1. So where we need to store it guys, in further cases R1 also won't use, and this is the last step, no, R3 also won't use. You can store either in R1 or R2, that R1 or R3. So I'm storing it in R1 guys. So that's it. This thing I am going to write it here. Just see that. So here in place of R1 what I got here, d. In place of R2 here I have d comma a. Already d is stored in R1, so just write the a here, and v itself. Now here a value is R2, and b, c, in place of d, R1, that means register R1, and for t there is no value, and for u also there is no value, because and for the stage we are not at all using v, so sorry u, and for v it is again R3. That's it guys. This is our very simple code generator. This is the code what we want. I think you all understood my video. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you.